today we're back on this guy, and we're ready to put a drivetrain on it. Transaxle, engine, all that good stuff. So, it's raining outside right now, and I was going to pull it out. But as you see, it's raining. So, I think we're going to go ahead and put the rest of the decals on. So over the past week or so, we have acquired all of our stickers, our 2 Sheriff 6-point stars, and our blue line flag, and I decided, or Mike told me I should get a donut, and I found that one. So I thought that was pretty cool. The place I got the donut from is called Spooky Brothers Company. So I'm probably gonna go and show them some love after we get it all stickered up. But let's go ahead and get some logos on this thing. Alright, we haven't got the other side done because it's up against the wall, but there it is. The star is a little smaller than I wanted it, but still think it looks pretty cool regardless. I really love how this is turning out. So I think now I'm gonna have to wait, because next step is to pull this thing off of the lift, take it outside, or pull it off the lift and get the other sticker on it at least, put it back up there, and then we got to get the other mower, which is the donor mower, in here so we can start parking it out and getting it ready to all go in there. So I'm going to wait for it to stop raining, probably go inside and do a little editing in the meantime, and then I'll be back out here again soon when it stops, and we will get to work on Sheriff Mower. This thing is ridiculous. It makes me laugh. This thing shouldn't even exist. It's just, it's so cool. Alright, so we got it sitting outside. All we got to do is put our other Sheriff badge on this side, and then all of our decaling is done. And we can go ahead and start focusing on parting out our donor mower and getting everything ready to go on this unit. This thing looks so cool. I love it. Now that just looks cool. I'm digging this one. Yup. Why do you like that so much? Get off there. It looks good. Now we can focus on getting our parts mower up here. Start parking it out. Alright guys. Now that we got this back up here and up on the lift, we're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to remove this side ramp, as it makes it easier to walk around. And we're going to go ahead and run back here and get our parts mower, which it is a driving unit at this moment, so we should be able to just ride it up in here. So let's go get a battery in that thing, fire it up, get it in the shop. Get kind of tired. I haven't mentioned this yet, but if y'all follow the Instagram and the Facebook, you'll have seen I had an allergic reaction about a week ago. I think I got on some poison sumac, didn't know it. Covered me from head to toe, and yeah, I almost died, so that was really great, but the Lord see fit, I'm still here. So I thank God for that. But they had to give me 2 shots in my arms, one in each arm of epinephrine. And what that stuff does is it speeds up your system to flush it out. And I can feel right now my heart is overtaxed. It is very sped up. And I'm having a hard time breathing and just talking in general. So I'm going to try to just get this thing in the shop, and then I'm going to go inside for the day, because I don't want to overdo myself. That'll be bad. So I'm going to get this battery put in that mower, and we'll get it put in the shop, and then tomorrow early morning before the sun comes out, I might come out here and start parting it out. And I've done quite a bit today. I mowed and moved vehicles and all kinds of stuff, so I'm quite tired. Also, I'd like to say, oh, you need to go away. I don't really usually like asking for help, but we just recently found out that our precious Marshall shop dog, which I will probably won't see out here again, unfortunately, has heartworms. And we're trying to come up with the money to get his heartworms treatment so his heart don't fail. So needless to say, we've had a rough time over here. I've also had a tooth pulled that was broken and really messed up in my head. It was quite rotten, I'm not going to lie. And I'm very thankful to have it out. But between that, the wreck on the propane mower, and the allergic reaction and the dog's problem, it's just been a lot. So honestly, if y'all want to support the cause, just go subscribe to the channel. I don't ask for any money, because that's ridiculous. I'll make it myself. I don't like asking people for nothing. I tend to like to do my own thing. But if y'all want to help, subscribing to the channel would be a huge help, because if we get to 1,000, we can get monetized and start making money. And then that money can go to sweet dog that don't deserve this. So yeah, y'all go smash the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. That would be a huge, huge help. We're working on getting our battery in now. I'm sure y'all have seen this in a previous video. If y'all haven't watched it, be sure to go check it out, where we revived this Craftsman that Shaggy brought us. And it's a pretty good unit, I'm not gonna lie. But I hate to part it out, but that's what it was for intentionally, or originally. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go get the key, fire this thing up, get it in the shop, and I'm going to go take it easy and do some editing, and see you guys back out here again, you know, morning. Alright, we got us a key. Honestly, it's probably not going to hurt that we go in, because it's about to probably storm. The sky don't look the best. Alright folks, we are back out here on the cotton mower, part 2. And we are about to start disassembling this. It's been a few days since I brought it inside, but we're finally back out here, and the epi is almost out of my system, so that is a good thing. I'm happy about that. And I want to go ahead and start tearing this thing apart and getting it harvested. So what we're going to do is engine, front wheels, transaxle is all coming out of this, and everything else stays. So I guess let's go ahead and start stripping it down. Alright, well so far we got it up on the lift. We got the wiring disconnected from the engine. Fuel line disconnected. I swapped out the cap. We have us the switch here for the other lights. And I may also put headlights in this thing at some point. I don't think that thing came with headlights, so I'd have to find a set. But I think we're going to leave the tires for when we go and do the other mower, because they're not for this actually, they're for something else. So I'll probably leave them on so I can pull this thing around. I'm almost wondering if I'll pull the transaxle right now. Well, I guess I need to. Yep, I guess I need to. So, I've got to get the parts together for this thing. So, the engine that we're using is right here, of course. This transaxle here goes in Shaggy's mower. And then the transaxle that is in Shaggy's mower now is going to go in that. I do believe. Unless I just decide to use that other one out there. I don't know. We'll think about that. But what we need to do is for sure pull this engine off here. I need to take the exhaust off first, and then really we can pull the belting system off. I'm going to pull off the pulleys too, because we're going to use those. And then we can go ahead and start yanking the engine. So I'm going to get y'all replaced with the battery back up on the stand, and let's get to work. Alright folks, we got our engine off, all our parts, and over here pulleys, all that good stuff. The transaxle that came out in the back wheels are over here waiting to go on Shaggy's mower. And we were just about to drag this thing out of here with our tow rig when steering just left the chat. So that's freaking great. Yeah, that didn't expect that to happen, but whatever. I guess I need to somehow try to fix that real quick so we can get this thing hooked up. I'd also like to go ahead and check my fuel. I don't think I have a whole lot in this thing. Yeah, she's a little low. Let's top her off with some fuel, fix our steering real quick, and then we can come up here and hook up to this and get it drug out of here so I can get this moved over and we can start assembling our drivetrain. Alright folks, I thought I was going to be able to temporarily fix this, but no. I'm going to need to take the rod off and do another washer until I get another. But I'm waiting on Mike to show up. We're supposed to be going engine swapping John Man today, so y'all be sure to stay tuned for that video. I don't know if it's going to drop before or after this one, but it will drop nonetheless. So we're going to leave this for another day. Probably tomorrow we'll get back at this, get the snatch tractor fixed so we can snatch our donor mower out of there and get the sheriff mower up on the lift and ready for assembly. So with that being said, I will see you guys back out here again tomorrow where we will do just that. Alright guys, it is next day. It is sunny out and bright. Kind of busy. I know we need to get back to this guy. We were at Mike's yesterday doing an engine swap on John Man with a 670cc 22 horsepower Briggs & Stratton V-twin. We also parted that out before we went over, and we got quite a bit of things to do this morning. I got a customer's backpack blower I need to check on. I'm not going to do any of this on video because it's just boring and I know y'all don't want to see that. So I'm going to do this off camera. I've also went and picked up one of the ladies that work at the Advanced Auto up the road where we have our car meets. She wanted me to try to fix this for her to help her with her yard. So I need to kind of mess with this, see if I can get it running. And I also have to come out and fix the steering arm on the tow rig so I can even come in here and get this out of here. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff to do today. We also got to go to Mike's when he gets up and moving around so we can finish the engine swap on John Man. We've got quite a bit to do on that. Exhaust, got to do the valve cover, quite a bit. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with customers stuff and see if I can't get it done so we can start working on our fun stuff. Got me some air movers out here today. Get you one of these squirter thingies. They ooh, it is hot in this shop. I'm actually in the process of putting me together a swamp cooler. I'm hoping that'll help with things, but you know, for now I got a little bit more air moving in here than I did before, so that's a start. We finally got the tow rig fixed, and I greased the ball joints, fixed them. It's good to go. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump on it, come in here and grab this guy and get it out. That way we can make room for our sheriff mower up here on the lift, and we can go ahead and get the engine and everything installed. I just got the seat cooling off out there because it's been sitting in the sun. That seat's scorcher. I don't want to burn my ass. So I sprayed it off with some of this cool water here and flipped it up. So hopefully it's probably cool by now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we will get to maybe shoving an engine on here today. I don't know. Depends on how much time we got. Alright, so we got this rig up on the lift. So it's about time we plop us an engine on it. See how she looks. We'll get y'all on the stand and I'll lower this thing down into place. So I'm already seeing a potential issue. I don't think that is going to clear because that is right on the mounting bolt. I don't know, maybe it will. We'll drop it down on there and see if it does. If it don't, we'll replace it with just the plug here instead. But if I can, I would like to keep that oil spout system. Those are just way better to drain the oil. So like I said, let's get y'all on the camera or on the stand and drop that thing into place, see how it turns out. Alright, well, our engine's in place and secured. Still haven't got our exhaust on yet, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. It is so hot out here, I keep having to take breaks, and I wish it would rain, but it is not raining. So, it is way hotter in the shop, but we're in the shop, so I'm about to go ahead and fit our exhaust back on. I have got the starter hooked up, the ground hooked up, I got a kill switch on it. I've got the rest of the charging system hooked up. Everything should be hooked up and wired in. Here shortly what we'll do is we'll get a key. We will also put the battery in it. I'm pretty sure I have I don't know if I have battery cables. That might be something I need to acquire. Oh yeah, I am missing battery cable. One that runs to the back and then the ground. We'll have to find that as well, plumb the gas tank in. I still have yet to hook up a throttle pedal, but we can run it without it. Just to hear it run. So that's the plan. We're going to stick y'all back on the stand and fit us up an exhaust. Alright, we got our hood back on and we got our exhaust in place and everything seems to be a good fitment. As you see, our exhaust peeking in there. We just went back with a stock muffler. Everything's pretty much stock on this engine except it'll have a throttle pedal. And all in all, it's just looking pretty stock, but modified, of course. Hood fits great. It fits with the exhaust, it fits with the engine. All the wiring is tied up except for our battery cables back here. I went ahead and went through and did our light wiring there, except for the only thing that's not wired up as of now is the light port here to power this the lights here, and then the you know, flashers are clear strobes. They're not wired in yet either. Mike did say he wanted to hook us up with another set of these blue lights for the rear, so apparently we're gonna have front and rear blues and clears. I think that'll be cool. So that's what he said he wanted to do, so I'm not going to argue with the man. But other than that, we're starting to get this thing tied together, and we should have this thing running soon. We're going to hook this into just a choke, of course, so we still have our functioning lever there, but it is a choke lever instead of a throttle and choke. And we'll probably take the plate off the side there and rig us up a way to do the throttle cable and reverse some springs, put a pedal on it, and we'll have a pedal. But for now, what we're going to focus on is getting our positive and negative cables in place so we can actually fire this thing up and hear it run on this body, and then we can move on to throttle pedal, transaxle, pulley swaps, and all that good stuff. So y'all be sure to keep staying tuned to the video. This is going to turn out really good. I know it's a little boring right now, but by the time we're done with this unit and riding it around the yard, it is going to be one cool machine. So y'all be sure to go leave a like, comment down below, and let's get into doing our positive and negative cables and hear this thing run. Alright, now we have our battery nice and hooked up to the engine. So, if everything's wired like I think it is, we should be able to turn that key and it should turn the engine over. And it does. The fuel line's not even hooked up. So it's running on what's left in the bowl. Well, that's awesome. Well, it's a runner. That's good. Well, we knew it was a runner, but it's a runner on this. So, that's even better. We have our stuff under the hood hooked up. So, except for our throttle cable. Our throttle cable. Our choke cable, and our fuel line. But it's on there, it's tight, it runs, and that is a big step forward. So we're doing something right. We'll check once we get the fuel line hooked up, get the choke hooked up, and get some fuel in the tank. We'll actually check and see if the kill switch works. Hopefully it does. Should. I know it's not going to be on the key, but you know, whatever. Don't need to be on the key. Then all we need to do is get power to the blue lights, and then run power and ground for our clear strobes. And then all of that will be done except for the rest of the drivetrain, which is the make sure those ain't gonna hit the exhaust and melt. Let me see if I can't grab those. Got it. Exhaust makes everything close. I don't like how close it is. Let me pull that wire back out this way. Come here. Get it off that exhaust. Yeah, because that's hot. I want to find a good way to run those wires with that exhaust being there. But slowly but surely coming together. I think I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll worry about hooking up the rest of the fuel system and choke and all that stuff. Alright folks, we had an accident. So I did not know that the tank had a hole in it. I had absolutely no clue. I've never tried to use this tank. Apparently this tank has a hole in it. So that just leaked fuel all down the side, and it ruined our nice pretty paint job. Probably could have caught it if I wiped it off right away, but I didn't catch it, didn't see it. Luckily, we got to thank Butch here. He hooked us up with a siphon, manual siphon, so we were able to get the fuel out of the tank before it continued to ruin more. I wiped it up. I'm going to see if I can convince Mike to maybe come over here and paint correct that for me, because I need that fixed. Oh man, I'm almost thinking I might call it a day. I'm a little agitated with that. Very agitated with that. But I guess I'll see you guys back out here again tomorrow, where hopefully we'll try to correct it, continue on with what we need to do to get this thing going and looking good, and hopefully no more fuel leaks. Alright folks, it's the next day, and we're headed to Mike's to work on John Man, but camera lens is fogging up. Hold on. But yesterday we had a mishap with our paint on the Sheriff Mower. So today I talked to Mike to see if he was available tomorrow, but he said, you know what, if you're going to come over to work on John Man today, just bring it and he'll correct my paint for me. So he's gonna fix that. So let's go ahead and get some tape and that can of paint. And then let's get this loaded up on the trailer. I'll leave the key here. Don't need it. Let's pull out our siphon. Get our tools out of the way. Fuel cap in place. Let's take our paints and tapes, put these in the van, and then we'll set y'all up on the stand and we'll get this thing loaded. Alright, well, she's loaded up. I'm wondering if I'm going to get pulled over when I leave. It's a huge possibility. But whatever. I'll just try to have the camera on when we do. Well, we're going to go ahead and start getting over the mics. First thing, we got to stop off at the store and get some paint that'll match that, so we can get that spot looking good. And yeah, so we're gonna go to the store real quick, grab some spray paint, and then head to Mike's for some paint repair, because that's a bummer. Alright folks, we got the Sheriff Mower over here to Mike's house. He's going to, here in a few minutes, start working his magic on the paint repair there. We're going to have to drill out the rivets and get the footboard cushion off, and then he'll sand and tape and match it back up. So hopefully it turns out looking like it did before, but it should. One of the reasons I brought it to him. So he's going to do that, and I'm going to start working on a separate video on finishing the John Man engine swap and exhaust and all that good stuff. So I'm going to set y'all up over here for watch him do the paint repair, and then I'm going to separately work over here. Alright, Mike did the magic work and sprayed that out with the flat. That's the flat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can smell it. That's the flat. So we got flat on, and it is already blending very well. So Heck yeah, very happy with that. Next couple coats should hide that very well, and it should be back to its normal look. Alright folks, it is another day and we're back on the Sheriff Mower. Last y'all saw, Mike did some repair work to this area right here. A little rough, but it looks good. I think it'll suffice. I might have to replace my stickers there. They did get a bit of white paint on them. Today we have with us a transaxle and a new fuel tank to put in. So we're going to do that real quick. And yep, same fuel tank. So we're going to go ahead and get that swapped real quick, and then, alright, we got our new tank in. It's got a little bit of surface cracking there, but it's holding our old tank. Found the hole in it. It is right there. I don't trust to fix that, I just put it on here. So we got some fuel in it, and we're going to see if she'll fire up. I don't have a key, but I got a screwdriver, so. Oh yeah! Oh, she'll sit there and idle for days. Yes, sir. Good engine. That's impressive. Old flatheads, man. Alright, and our kill switch is hidden. Kill switch works. What I do with the screwdriver? Oh yeah, put it.
So now you're asking hard questions.
Yep. Heck yeah. Well, we got the fuel system fixed. I've got it on a old deck switch, old safety switch.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have one for a kill switch. I was like, you know what? Deck switch.
That'll work.
Hide it. Why not?
Absolutely.
So now we got the fuel system fixed. We have a couple of other lights. Might go ahead and install those real quick, and then move on to the transaxle. This is the next day. We didn't do a whole lot of filming yesterday. I just kind of worked on this and just kind of hung out. We did get our rear lights done, put on. Everything's wired. We got our clear strobes hooked up. Give y'all a little demonstration. Got the new tank in. All the wiring all nice and neat and done. Engine's running good. We got the pedal off over here because we're going to use a different style gas pedal. So all we got to do is drill out these two rivets and replace them. we're starting to pull our transaxle out and replace it with a F&R for now. Hopefully it works. We're not going to lock the diff on it. We're just going to leave it open, and we're just going to pulley swap it, put some 18s on it, and run it. So I got it lifted up with the jack stands, and I got the jack under the transaxle, and it's time to get this thing out of here and get the new one prepped to go in. Alright, we got our transaxle out here. Took the pulley off of it. I think I'm going to try to make it adapt to this one instead, because that would be a drastic difference. We're going to go ahead and start disassembling, getting the pulley off, getting the wheels off of this, getting it lubed and cleaned up, and ready to stab in our Sheriff Mower over there. We do have, we're not going to lock this, like I said, we're going to leave it as an open diff. And all we need to do after we get it in is rig up a shifter. So let's go ahead and start lubing this thing up and getting it ready for disassembly and prepping to go in our Sheriff build. Alright guys, so we actually got one wheel off, and it took cutting and beating and cutting.
Quite a bit of dismantling.
Oh yeah, it's quite a bit. But we're working on the second one now.
That's wider,
We
right?
got a decent axle. Yeah, it does look a little wider. But yeah, once we get that side off, we'll clean that axle and get it prepped and shove it up in the mower. So, alright, got both wheels off, got the axles nice and cleaned up, lubed. We had to grind down the shaft on this transaxle, but this transaxle is just going to be used just for this and not have to worry about putting another pulley on it. So what we're going to do is, since I got this drove down in here and ground off, I'm going to go get my welder and weld all the way around to weld this pulley onto this shaft, and then we're just going to use it the way it is, throw it up in the mower, and probably put some just some shop rollers on it to see how it's going to look, try to mock it up and see how it's going to sit. So I'm gonna go get the welder and get to welding that pulley on.
Turn and smile.
Alright, we got our pulley welded on and it is nice and even. So got it all cleaned up and the axle itself is cleaned up. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this thing up in the Sheriff Mower and seeing how it's going to fit, how it's going to look, how it's going to work. Alright, we got the Sheriff Mower sitting on a new transaxle. What are these, 20 by 10s?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 20 by 10 by 8s. The wheels are just rollers now, but you know, keyed wheels on a squared axle. But they're one of the turf tires that I originally cut for the John Man. I think they look good. So we're going to do a light reveal and cut this on and see what it looks like. Alright, is everybody ready?
Did you, boss?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Dude, everybody gonna think cops are here.
Indeed, sir.
Hell yeah.
I've been fighting the urge to put those on my truck and stuff like that.
This thing looks
I
fucking
originally bought them
nasty, dude.
Because I was gonna do the underside of the Suburban all the way around.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, knowing I
That's
can't
it,
turn
guys.
around driving down the road.
That is
but
it.
The car would be kind of cool like that.
I love it.
I was coming back from doing a fucking dog run and I pulled up at a light and one of the Explorers kicked on their fucking cop lights and pulled out into the thing that was a damn car wreck.
That shit is too cool. Well, we still got to get hangers under there for the transaxle. Still got to get a belt system in. Still got to get a gas pedal on. We did remove this pedal today, and I've still got to get the rivets replaced here. Get the cable hooked up to the throttle and all that good stuff. But we'll be back at that another day. But that is the reveal with the new transaxle, new tires, new stance. It looks good. Alright folks, we're back on the Sheriff Mower, and it has been a while, but it's sitting in our shop now. Yeah, it was at Mike's for a while, and I'm going to try to get it done before Saturday. We're going to have a car show, so I'd like to get it done before then. It is Wednesday. So, needs gas pedal, needs the rear wheels and tires switched, or the rear wheels switched to the set that actually fits it, and then I need to throw in a shifter and put a belt on it, battery, some gas. So, with all that being said, let's see if we can't get this thing done. Oh, I also need to do the front bumper. It keeps coming up. So I'd like to drill another hole down there and make another hole for the bumper. If not, well, I might just drill a hole in that, actually. That would be easier. But yeah, we need to get this bumper back in place. So let's start with that, get the bumper done. Alright, we got one side of the bumper bolted on, but the only problem with this lift is it's close to the wall, so I can't get to that side. Also need to do the gas pedal, so yeah, we have to pull this down. So let's get it down and get it in the middle of the floor so I can finish up the other side of the bumper. Got the battery hooked back up before we did anything. Lights still work great. I love the fact that it's got some on the back now. This thing's too cool. I remember at Mike's I had forgotten we put a bracket on. So legit, we just need to get the gas pedal and the cable and everything hooked up. Tires need to be aired up, and like I said, we need to switch the back wheels. We need to get a shifter in here at some point, which ain't gonna be tonight. Finish the front bumper, clean it up, and then at that point, if I can talk, it'll be ready. So at least the lights still work. One step in the right direction. Alright, so we got our 2 bolts in our front bumper, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. We added the 2 fronts so it would quit pivoting forward or up. We went ahead and put us a gas brake handle in here for gas pedal, and we bent our bracket back so it has a nice angle to it. And we also have us a cable here, so now we're going to go ahead and attach that to the throttle so we have us a gas pedal. And then more than likely we might go ahead and start working on trying to get a belt under this thing, seeing how that's going to fit, seeing if it's going to work with the clutch, and then focusing on, at that point, it's just wheels in the rear, shifter, and then it's pretty much ready to go other than air up tires and give it a little bath. Alright, we got us a throttle pedal hooked up, so I'm kind of curious, does it work? idle needs to be adjusted a little bit. Let's adjust that idle and then see what it tells us. Just a hair. That might be a little too high, but if it is, I'll adjust it afterwards. That's perfect. Almost out of gas. Yeah, I think it's almost out of gas. Indeed. So, needs gas, but it runs. Sounds good. Now we just need to get it moving. So, what we may do now is crawl up under it and see about getting a belt on it. I may go ahead and put some air in the front tires. And then tomorrow all we'd have to do is a shifter and the back wheels. And then we got a unit. Alright folks, we've been at it for about 30 minutes, but let's get under here real quick and I'll show you what we've been doing. Got a belt in here. All the way up to the front, all the way back to the rear. I got the clutch adjusted to where it is pulling the belt back far enough to disengage it, and we had to adjust it up here. So that's good. It's all been adjusted, and other than slightly pulling that rod down there, we're good to go. Everything seems to ride. It just clears everything. A little bit of rubbage, but everything will self-clear. So yeah, looking good. Got the belt on it. I don't know, I might not worry about brakes right now. Unfortunately, it will need some eventually, but can't downshift. Probably won't be that fast anyway, to be honest with you. So yeah, just fabbing up a shifter, which is coming off of here. We got to figure out something there, and yeah, we are close. Very, oh, the brakes are on this side. I could fab something up. Actually, I may do brakes. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Well, we're going to call it a night out here, and be back out here on this again tomorrow, where we will completely finish up this machine and probably test ride it, see how it does, and hopefully we'll do well at the car meet this weekend if we're not rained out. I'm crossing my fingers and saying my prayers that we're not going to be rained out, because I should be ready to show off the Bandit mower and that guy. So I will see you guys back out here again tomorrow, where we will finish that up and hopefully be able to ride around the yard for the first time. Alright folks, we fetched our parts last night. We still got one wheel to get off of Shaggy's mower, but we got one. We're going to go ahead and do one. We also got our shifter done. So there's our shift linkage, comes up to here and then comes up to forward, neutral, and reverse. I think it looks good. kind of like it there. So yeah, now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and bounce the wheels and tires, get those done. Then we'll get our brakes done, and we'll be ready to roll with this thing. Hopefully have no issues out of it and get to rip it around the yard. Alright folks, we got the right wheels on the rear. Tires are aired up. I hope that one holds. This one's been holding at the right wheel. All we got to do is paint our wheels. I don't know if we'll be able to do that in this video. We might not. But should be a running and riding unit. I do want to try to put brakes on it though, and that machine has brakes on it, so what I'm thinking about doing is pulling them off before we take it back in the back, and maybe trying to adapt brakes on this thing before we finish out the video and take it for a ride. Brakes are under it, but I haven't got them hooked up yet because I don't have the proper rod. I'm pretty sure I do, I just got to find one. But it's pretty late, and I've got kayaking to go do tomorrow and all that good stuff, so I don't think I'm going to be getting the brakes done on this video, but I'll do them off to the side. You know, I'll just hook them in place and be good with it. But I think it turned out great. We will also need to buy some paint and paint the wheels, but I'll do that later. But just imagine black wheels with brakes. This thing is one heck of a machine. What we are going to do is I'm going to put a battery in it. We're going to fire it up, and we're going to see, does the transaxle work with this belt setup? That's one thing I need to know. Oh yeah, we haven't done any belt catches. I forgot all about belt catches. Well, let's see how this goes. Alright, we got us a battery in it. Now let's set y'all back on the stand and see, will it go forwards and reverse under its own power? That's the question. Well, it runs, it rides. You just don't stop yet. So, I'd say we did pretty good. I'm happy with it. Shifter may need a little more attention later on, but for now it's working. So, other than that, I'm happy with it. It looks good. So, that's mainly what matters to me. I just got to get the wheels painted, get the brakes working, and we're good to go. So, I'll probably see y'all out here again tomorrow at some point, where we will ride this thing around the yard and see how she does. Alright folks, we're about to be test riding our machine, but not before we take a cheap can of paint and get them wheels real quick. Let's do it. Alright, we have our wheels painted black. Looks good. We're going to let it sit here and dry for a few minutes, and then we're going to take it for a ride. They're painted. It's time to test this thing out, and I'm slightly nervous. Okay. Check some gear in. Should be in forward. Alright folks, well that was fun. I don't think my siren was as good as a cop siren, but you know, what can you do? It's a lawnmower. Probably should upgrade the siren. But yeah, I think we roached the transaxle somehow. I don't know why, but it just kind of stopped mid-ride and it no go. It actually might be the input shaft now that I think about it. It might be the input shaft gear. It's either the input shaft gear or I think the spider gears may be messed up. But Yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this video. We did get it running. We got it riding. We got all the lights working. It is a cool machine. Got the wheels painted. So I guess we're probably going to have to return to this one. I did notice the bumper is a little off-centered in the front. One side sits a little lower than the other. So in another video, we'll probably end up straightening up the front bumper. I did miss a couple of deck bracketry pieces that I need to take off. We'll probably paint the front bumper while we're at it when we readjust it. We'll do the brakes. We'll try to get the e-brake set back on it with the rod. And then we will also get the transaxle fixed and get it going again and maybe improve our shifter. So we got a list of stuff that still needs to be done. So like I said, we'll return in another video. So do not fret. You will see it again. And then we're probably going to do a little skit where we kind of get out the general, get someone to chase me on that with Sheriff Mower. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go down there and leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Be sure to hit that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is once a week, sometimes twice if we're doing good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're in the Flying Brown's Garage mood, you can go to the channel, click on playlist. There's a bunch there. If you want to keep up with us daily and see what's going to come out on the channel every week, you can go follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We usually kind of do a daily there. TikTok not so much, but definitely Facebook, Instagram. You can also come join us on Facebook at Flying Brown's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. Share your builds, share your ideas, and just come join. Trying to build a group. So yeah. Shout out to everybody that does subscribe and interact with the channel. We sure appreciate you and all the support. Hopefully at some point soon we will at least grow to 1,000 so we can start putting some money back into the shop and maybe improve on some projects. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what we'll be doing there, but it should be good. So y'all stay tuned, and I will see you guys on the next episode.